Even though I wasn't raised in Chinatown, I was raising my family here in Chinatown. My kids learned to ride their bike on a busy sidewalk. And I had friends that grew up in Chinatown. They would play volleyball using a fence at the schoolyard. And so basically the sidewalk was their playground for many years. Seeing how so many generations of kids kind of grew up without a park, I think it's something the community really needed. It was probably the first time that the community really got together and asked the city, you know, we lost our park. It's time to restore it and rebuild it.
My dad, along with some of his friends, wanted to expand Chinatown. The Santa Fe Railroad was willing to sell some land to my dad and the company that he started. And along with that, he wanted to see if there could be a park as part of that project.
How do we start to really connect with the cultural aspects of this park? That's where we really started with this whole effort, was looking at classical and traditional Chinese garden design. You keep on discovering these landscapes as you move through these courtyards and these series of courtyards.
Our park is kind of bisected in the middle by the 18th Street Bridge. Those walls under 18th Street were always either filled with graffiti or just painted over. Raised enough money to paint 3 of the 4 walls that are under 18th Street. It just represented that, you know, even though we're from different places, we could be one.
When you got to the edge of the river, there was a 15-foot drop from land to the river. And people do gravitate towards water. Part of this was carving away a much more gentler, sloping edge that people could access the river even easier. There's this whole balancing the site of digging out areas, yet taking that soil and being able to mound it up and create better topography.
I think that there's like such a weird trajectory of like what happens when there's a general lack of places for healthy activity, but also for a sense of safety. We tried to hold this like very special event a couple years ago where we invited the community to plant native plants into the park. There was a sense of community. There were so many people that like they were helping each other out. That is what a true community is all about.
We are in a field that that historically has been for rich people, doing the estates and, you know, English gardens and French gardens, and to transform that into something that the everyday person can experience, I think is really important. Good design and the quality of design should be for everybody. Not only the quality of design in the industry, but the social aspect of it. How does this start to impact other people's lives? So when we do a park on the west side of Chicago that used to be drug infested and with needles all over the place, and that kid, and we put in a new playground, and 20 years from now, that kid says to his friend, hey, remember that park that we were at and we did this and we dreamed about this? You impacted that kid's life. And that's powerful to me. That's something that I am very passionate about.
This park is making a difference in people's lives.